He was the larrikin priest with the biggest heart. Father Bob Maguire lived by the motto, leave no one behind. But the Bob Squad is in danger of being disbanded and his legacy is under threat.
Save the Father Bob Foundation.
Save the Father Bob Foundation.
Save the Father Bob Foundation. Please help us.
For decades, Father Bob was someone to lean on for those in hardship. The larrikin priest with the popular knack for telling it how it is.
Do you reckon times are getting a bit tougher?
Yeah, of course they're tougher and tougher. The elites don't give a rat's ass.
Lean on me when you're not strong.
14 months after his passing, the Father Bob Maguire Foundation forges on with food relief for those in need like grandmother Bridget Anderson.
Bridget, could you survive without the Father Bob Foundation?
No, not at all. Not at all. We couldn't get through the week for eating healthy food, because they give you healthy food here, without the Father Bob's Foundation.
At Bob's Pantry in Melbourne, vegetables and snacks are packed into parcels of compassion by volunteers like Clary, who hangs out here every Monday, inspired by Bob's example of service.
Seb, I love it. It's my favourite day of my whole week, and I just feel like it's a privilege. It's a privilege to serve the people in our community at the moment that are doing it pretty tough.
Bob never stopped fighting for the underprivileged, and you can almost hear his familiar voice echoing through the pantry.
We won't turn anybody back. Hang on! Help is on its way.
Danielle Prowse was a mate of Father Bob's and is now a director of the foundation.
I loved him. We always had the most humorous conversations, and I was always in stitches laughing with some of the things that he would come out and say, because it would just be so wild.
Danielle's a proud member of the Bob Squad, the team that continues to provide help where it's needed thanks to a fleet of Bob's Hope-mobiles.
The people that are coming for our services has absolutely tripled in size. We're seeing an increased amount of people that have lost their jobs, the cost of electricity, the cost of their rent's increased, they can't afford to buy food, they can't afford to make themselves meals, so they're coming to us to give them that extra support.
Danielle still pitches in herself as a volunteer, filling bags from the fridge before revealing a cold, hard truth about the organisation. The Father Bob Maguire Foundation is facing a financial crisis of its own.
Could the Father Bob Foundation close?
100%. We are at risk of closing because we just have lost that support, and we are in desperate need of donations, and we're running out of food, we are running out of money, and we really, really, really need that support by not just Melbourne but all of Australia as well to get on board, because we want to preserve his legacy and we want his work to continue.
Now it's Bob's pantry that needs filling, and while his team refuses to veer from his vision, they're hoping Bob's example of generosity might encourage others to chip in.
So this is serious. We can't have the Father Bob Foundation close. What kind of support are you looking for?
We absolutely need monetary support, and it's end of financial year, so everything is a tax deduction over $2. And as Father Bob always said, no one gets left behind, and we want to continue that. We do not want people to be left behind.
So the foundation that fights for the needy is now in need itself. We're told that without significant support, the Father Bob Maguire Foundation could close within the next 3 to 6 months.
It's a shock for those who rely on the service.
Bridget, the Father Bob Foundation we hear today is in trouble. If it were to disappear, how would you feel about that?
I'd be devastated.
He was a big-hearted man, wasn't he?
He was.
And now we need to say a prayer to keep this foundation alive.
We do. We do.
But with his memory still strong, those committed to the cause are hoping they can carry on.
Please, please just give whatever you can, and it will be given out with love, and it will be accepted by those who really, really are doing it tough.
And see the mission through.
We're not going to survive if we don't look after one another. Don't forget me, Cobber.
A wonderful human, and so many charities doing it tough right now when they've never been needed more. Hopefully someone can step in and save the Bob Squad.